This is a very important ceremony. It is important because it is fulfilling the mandate that we, PAM, PLP, and CCM, when we joined together to form Team Unity, promised the people of St. Kitts and Nevis that we will deliver equality for all, that everyone must get a fair share. And so this morning we're here. While it might seem like a simple ceremony, it's a very important ceremony. We set about in the Ministry of Housing and Human Settlement to build what we call stronger houses. If you look around, you will see that the current stock of houses that we are building, that they have harder roof. We have moved, I should say graduated, from shingles to galvalume. And you have seen how they stood up in the recent storms, that they were a bit more resistant to the weather than shingles used in the past. We have determined that there are several persons who will get those homes. In fact, before we even distribute those homes, Cabinet has made a decision that the interest rate on the houses will be reduced from the normal 7% that it was down to 2% in some cases, 3% in some cases, the highest being 5%. We have also determined that there are persons who live in this country who are in deplorable conditions, conditions where there is no water or electricity in their homes, thus no toilet facilities, conditions where roofs are leaking, and we set about on a program called HELP, where we have given grants to persons up to $10,000 worth of material and labor to improve the quality of their homes, where roofs are leaking and where no toilet facilities are attached to the home. But also importantly, we have determined that some persons who have served all their life in the sugar industry, all they knew, find themselves living in conditions and need help. Glendora Daniel is one such person. I'm not sure if you have seen the photograph or the picture of where she was living, but if you see that, you will recognize it was important for the Team Unity administration to do something for Glendora Daniel. This property is an NHC property. So are a few more around the country, owned by NHC, which is not being passed on from family to family. That is important for you to understand. It houses persons like Glendora until they are passed on, and it will then be transferred to someone else who find themselves in a position like Glendora. She's 80. She is 80 years old, served the sugar industry for 47 years. And so Glendora will be the beneficiary of this property until she dies. The former occupant was a young man who also served the sugar industry and who had a condition, a hearing condition, and who was retired early because of that. And I know he went through some storms, including fire that destroyed his property in waterworks. And so he lived here and died early this year. This property, therefore, now goes to Glendora for her to occupy until she is passed on. Someone else will be the beneficiary further on. I don't know who that will be. But I know Glendora. Let me say baby. I know baby. And at 80, baby is as young as they come. True. We hang out together. She's still around selling nuts, doing her own thing. She's keeping busy. Sometimes we meet up by Curtis shop sometimes, and we have a chat and a drink. So I know baby. And so I know that she will take good care of this property. The Bible teaches us to use our talents in Matthew, to use those talents to multiply those talents, and ultimately that benefits the greater number of persons. As a government, our philosophy is to do the things that benefit the greatest number of people. It is the utilitarian principle. We choose to use our talents that God has given us so that they can multiply to help others to multiply theirs as well. We are not hiding our talents. We are making sure that they multiply. The Bible also in that same book admonishes that we must feed the hungry, clothe the naked, take care of the poor. That's what the Team Unity administration sets out to do when we come to projects like these. And I want to suggest to you, as the general manager said earlier, that there was a Miss James in constituency number 7 who was the beneficiary. She had 5 children living in a one-room house. And while she might not have been as aged as baby, she needed help. And NAC came to her rescue. In a short while, hopefully in the next week or two, you will learn more about a Miss Cornelius Duncan. I used to always think she was a Duncan as well, because I know family of hers titled Duncan. Cornelius Duncan lived in a property at New Road, and I mean, the wind and the weather had stripped that to pieces. There was no place in it that did not get wet when rainfall. We moved her into St. Peter's in a home. We have now repaired it. So look forward to how Team Unity and the NHC directs the attention to helping persons in those conditions. Today, however, it's about baby. And you know, baby, I love you. Come give me a hug here, man. Yes. And she will be the beneficiary. And I will just say I want to thank the family who is supporting her. I want to thank the people of this community who know that she deserves our help. And to thank those of you from the media who came out to cover this today and to show the world that the Team Unity administration is keeping its promises. Thank you very much.
Stay up to date with news, programs, and activities of the government with SKNIS. Like us on Facebook. Listen to us on SoundCloud. Follow us on Twitter. And watch our videos on YouTube. Connect with us today. SKNIS, St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service.